We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, continuing to push up higher within the volatility. And today, our SPY bot sent out a bull indicator since 10:20 a.m. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. There was some consolidation there, and the inflows crossed again with full strength there on 42 vision. And call options went up 150% plus within hours, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So CPI numbers came in as expected, but we have some things to look over together here. We're going to break it down. We're going to look at the charts in our inflow versus outflow. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator and getting connected over to our Discord and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from our Tesla bot. Our Tesla bot sent out a bear indicator at 9:35 a.m. And from that moment forward, outflow stayed below the midpoint and pulled further away from it to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 100% plus within minutes, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our Discord. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. So here we are with the SPY after doing a full transition from the rip area on January 9th to the 10th in the pre-market to wire Fred borders, which is what we call the dip area. And it's done a full transition back up in the last 2 days of bright green bars, which is what I call the rip area here on 42 vision. If it's your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips to the rips and the rips to the dips and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here. And you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and looking to learn and grow together by using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, with these outflows. Even though we're above the midpoint, starting to try to dominate. It's getting really close to the midpoint here. Slightly crossed this morning within the volatility that we saw in the first half. Inflows crossed back up and things went up from around 393 to 398. Now, double top there almost. That's what it looks like. There's been 6 rejections, almost actually 7 up here at 397, 398 area in the pre-market and today after the bell within the volatility. This is crucial to not ignore, and that's a key resistance level that we're seeing right now in the short term. Now, earlier in the video, I talked about, let's talk about CPI and what may be going on underneath the surface. And as you see here popping up on the screen, these were the headings from the article. And it states there, right, that CPI fell. But the most important factor that may tell us in the future or for next CPI ratings that are coming up that can continue to go lower is actually up this month. So headline ratings, everything looks normal. But beneath the surface, if we scratch a little deeper, you could see it here popping up on the screen. In that part of the article, it breaks down what is up 0.4%, and it has to do with rent and shelter, guys. This is critical, something to not be ignored, because it could pop up as an issue or a sticky side of inflation in the near future, and it could stir things up, guys. I'm a guy that doesn't like to be surprised if not prepared. And as I've stated before, not financial advice, just my opinion alone. I take it day by day, and within the volatility and what's going on within the charts, there's humongous opportunities to go ahead and learn and grow and maximize with what is being shown day by day with these bull indicators, inflow versus outflow crossovers, and where the weakness and strength lies, right? So that is something to not ignore of CPI. While the headline numbers look great, it still is pretty high from the Federal Reserve's target of 2%. They still have a long way to go. And initial jobless claims today came in lower than expected, and the Fed wants that number to get higher, which actually correlates to unemployment. So the Fed may have some more work to do. I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below, but let's talk about what's going on here in the charts. So the first thing I would watch here is, first of all, we've had a bull indicator since 387. We came all the way down to 391, 392 area. And in the last 2 days before today's choppiness, we were in a straight upward trend with outflows not even close to dominating or appearing until today, right? And they crossed over, and now it's coming right back down. That's a lot of volatility here in 1 day. We crossed back up, and it lasted for 2 days. And today, it's been a zigzag, and I would watch very carefully here how these outflows react, if they cross to the downside with significance, or does it find support and bring itself back up to continue the strength and staircase effect here that the SPY has had since this bull indicator back here at 387. That is crucial. I would not ignore that. Now, on the 15-minute within the volatility, you could see how much bull and bear indicators have popped up. We're currently under a bull indicator here at 396.32. If that gets canceled by a bear indicator and these outflows continue to dominate and pull away from the midpoint to the downside, I believe that is crucial and critical to not ignore and watch carefully here, because with it pulling away from the midpoint, it could actually start to reflect into the chart significantly and pretty fast, and followed by rolling over into the 30-minute and pulling things down to possibly even cross the midpoint or even further away from it. And the lowest that we hit today was outflows of negative 0.71. So if it goes towards that or breaks through that, that is also something to not ignore. Now, when we look at the 1 hour, we could see here within the chart that we're under a bull indicator here since 389, 390 area, and inflows were above the midpoint and continue to highs today in the pre-market of 6.7, guys. This is crucial because when we tried coming back up and rejected at the same 398 area, inflows were at 6.0, and it's almost like going in a downward trend. If you look at that, the peak is becoming lower and lower, and outflows right now are trying to dominate, but still we're above the midpoint. Inflows are dominating over this chart, but outflows are starting to create some weakness here. That's why things haven't completely collapsed, because those outflows haven't crossed the midpoint, but we're sitting at 3.53 on the outflows, starting to pull things back down, even though we're above the midpoint. That's something crucial to watch if this continues down towards the midpoint or even crosses it, right? The last time that it crossed significantly was back here on January 4th, and it went from 383 down to 379. And then the most recent one was back here on January 9th, but it was just a slight drop, and it got canceled pretty quickly by inflows picking back up that same day later in the intraday trading, right? So this is crucial. The 1 hour, we definitely want to see it stay above the midpoint and not go any lower. Now, let's look at the support and resistance levels I would watch going into tomorrow. So the first one here is the support. The first support is 395. That was previous resistance. We're back above it. Between 395 and 398 was crucial, and how it will react towards 400 hasn't gotten there. So the first support I would watch is 395. Below that is 392. As we saw, those were the lows of the day in the pre-market and after the bell. And then below that is 390, guys. I think that is a crucial level to keep in mind. And I would also watch how these inflow versus outflows react, as we're getting really close here in the aftermarket hours, sitting at 0.87, and if it's going to cross over, which could significantly start to reflect into the chart, and if it does a bear indicator pop up that cancels out this bull indicator? That's something I would watch as well in the process, because today it went from 398 all the way down to 392, and it did not get a bear indicator. But if these outflows become more significant and a bear indicator pops up, I would not ignore that. Same thing on the 15-minute here. I'll be watching, could these inflows come back up and start bringing that strength and holding true this last bull indicator that popped up at 396.30 and roll over into the 30-minute, not cross to the downside, get these inflows back up, turn from red to green, and the first resistance is 398, and then above that I would watch 400. If 400 gets broken through, above that I'll watch 403 till 405. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.